This year, thousands of women will be targets of violent assaults. In some cases, the attackers won't be human.
1981 was more than anything a year of escapism, as we all sought refuge from an increasingly harsh reality. In the world of film, one of the most reliable entertainment hooks has always been pure terror. This year, nearly 4 out of 10 pictures were horror films, and monster-sized box office receipts was the reason.
Alexandria High School, class of '81. All the students are going to hell, except for Andrew. He sent them there.
Horror films exist in a class all their own and are traditionally produced on a shoestring budget. Some budgets are cheaper than others. Do you remember Death Race 2000? How about Star Crash or Attack of the Crab Monsters? These films and dozens more like them were produced by Roger Corman. He's built an empire on his science fiction and horror films and has been preying on the public's fears as a matter of business.
I think a horror film is cathartic. As a matter of fact, I've worked with several psychiatrists on this, not so much in that vein, but frankly in an attempt to find out what is horror, what do you do to put into a film to make it work. And I think it can be summarized very simply, possibly in an elementary way, as a recreation of childhood fears. If you can break through the conscious mind into the unconscious mind of the theater goer and tap the fear that he had as a little boy or a girl, you tap that fear, and you will find the audience screaming when you do it, and I think it's a good effect. I think it is a release of emotion.
They're not human, but they hunt human women. Not for killing, for mating. Humanoids from the deep.
Roger Corman's pictures have been noted for their minimal budgets as well as their exploitive properties.
I see nothing wrong with the word exploitation. To exploit something is to take its most significant elements, I think, and bring them to the fore. And I was trying to do that with very low budgets and very often on a science fiction basis. Yet at the same time, I wouldn't say any film I ever made was truly a great work of art. I think they were works that had some elements in them of artistry, yet at the same time were compromised by the reality of the marketplace.
In 1981, the werewolf dominated the screen once again in The Howling and An American Werewolf in London. Director Joe Dante has noted the changing demands of the public's bloodlust over the years.
Now there's a trend towards super graphic realism and violence, and which is not, in a sense it satisfies the public's bloodlust, but in another sense it's really the movie industry's desperate attempt to try to do something different, something to top itself in every area. But the way the business has come today, if you made Rosemary's Baby today, for instance, at the end of the movie you would have to show the baby. If you didn't show the baby, I think the audience would feel cheated. It's just the way things have developed, and when you make a film like this, you're presented with the problem of how much to show and how much do you really need to scare a jaded audience.
The Bible affords some of the most feared prophecies ever to be exploited. One such fear is the coming of the Antichrist. Frank LaLoggia, the producer and director of Fear No Evil, is well aware of the good book's adaptive properties. Though only in his 20s, Frank LaLoggia has captured the formula that has fueled so many horror pictures over the last few decades.
If you pretty much structure the films around this basic theme, kids in trouble, the film will go out there, and there's an audience that will come to it will come to any film like this. It's a guaranteed audience. The trick is to keep the cost down, make it for as little money as possible, get it out there at the right time, come up with the correct marketing strategy, make sure you've got kids in trouble, that kind of thing, and you can pretty much rely on a nice little profit.
I think horror films always fill a need. I think it works in cycles, partially cycles based upon the psychology of the day and partially on the psychology of the law of supply and demand. As people go to see horror films, more producers will make horror films. They will flood the market. People will stop going to see them. They will stop making them. The market will dip, and then somebody will make one again, and it'll come back up. I think it's a staple.
Woody, get ready to grab it. All right. We're going to go on. So you got to get ready to go on. Okay. All right.
Let's get the hell out of here.